Katika mahakama Milimani ambapo kampuni ya bima Directline Assurance ilisitisha huduma za bima na wanahisa wakuu kujitenga na shughuli zote za utoaji huduma hizo, wakili Danstan Omari kwa sasa anatoa taarifa kuhusu mustakabali wa kampuni hiyo. Hebu tusikize.
Mr. Danstan Omari have been instructed to represent and act for SK Macharia, who has gone to court under judicial review in reference to what we all know as Directline Assurance. Here in the Republic of Kenya, we all abide to the rule of law. And the rule of law is not there only for decorative purposes, but it ought to be implemented to the letter of the law. Now, SK Macharia, being a renowned businessman, he is the one who started Directline Assurance as an investor alongside his wife and other shareholders who came up with Directline Assurance. And true to the law, they did subscribe and followed all required elements and all required items so that Directline Assurance can be an insurance company. But it has come to the attention of the original and the true legal shareholders that the company's CR12 has been fraudulently and illegally altered, in that shares have been transferred contrary to the law, contrary to what is provided for under the Insurance Act. Now, we have therefore been instructed to go to court under the Judicial Review Division to fight against this illegality, seeing that the Insurance Regulatory Authority has done investigations and concluded that indeed the CR12 that is being used currently by Directline Assurance is an illegality and a fraudulent CR12. And also, other investigative agencies have also been cited in the judicial review application so that the court can compel investigations to be probed on the shareholders appearing on the CR12. It is very clear that they need intervention from the bench. They need judiciary intervention so as to act according to what has been mandated to act, by them to act. That is the Insurance Regulatory Authority, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, and the EACC Authority, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, and the EACC. We have sued Directline as an interested party, and we are asking the court in our prayers to quash through a judicial review order of certiorari the current CR12, which is illegal, and that the interested party, being Directline Assurance, will comply as per Section 166 of the Insurance Act, and I believe Section 23 of the Insurance Act. And we hope that in the fullness of time, we shall see justice being dispensed, not only being done, but being seen to be done. Because we cannot sit here, and the courts also have a duty not to wring its hands at the sight of injustices. And we hope that we will get our day in court and that we will get justice, and at the end of it all, the fraudulent CR12 and the members therein will pay for any monies that have been squandered during the time that they were imposter shareholders, purporting to be directors and shareholders of a company which they know nothing about. On top of that, other than causing to be registered at the BRS the irregular CR12, they were not keen enough to follow the requirements of the Act, which stipulates that the shares of the insurance company cannot be transferred as they had transferred. So we are hoping to get directions from the court, and I will yield the floor to my senior, Mr. Danstan Omari, who will shed more light on this information.
Two monumental incidences have happened today. One, Kenya is hosting an international conference of all major insurance companies worldwide in Nairobi to assure the public, and the public does not only include Kenyan public, the whole world, that their lives and properties that are insured are safe, and if anything happens, compensation will be there. That meeting being held in Nairobi today heralds what you are doing today. The first time an individual called S.K. Macharia has gone to court to challenge how his company was fraudulently taken away from him and the shareholders being him, his wife, and other shareholders. The sequence of this third issue is that Direct Insurance Company carries 95% of the premiums of all public service vehicles in the country. Over 98% of passengers in this country who board vehicles with a sticker written Directline Insurance Company are at stake. They are being cheated that they are insured when they are not insured. All the public vehicles on the road, those passengers are exposed. Those Kenyans are exposed. And this is a matter of public interest when over 98% of the passengers in this country are being ferried in vehicles that are not insured. The question about Directline is as simple as this. S.K. Macharia and his wife, Ms. Macharia, applied for the license to start an insurance company. At the same time, to start a media house called Royal Media Services. They were granted the licenses on condition they raise 100 million shillings as deposit. S.K. Macharia and his wife raised 100 million shillings as a deposit. They were approved. At the point of approval to start an insurance company, the law was amended to increase the amount from 100 million to 250 million. S.K. Macharia and his wife raised to the balance and paid that money, and they were allowed to start the insurance company. That time, they did not start the insurance company. That was the time of the regime of the late President Moi. S.K. Macharia concentrated on building Royal Media Services with the flagship name of Citizen TV and radio. The license to start the insurance company was laid at abeyance. His son, the late, grew up and decided to activate the license for the insurance company. Direct Insurance Company operated under the late S.K. Macharia's son until he passed on. The company did not belong to the son, it belonged to the investor, that is S.K. Macharia and his wife. Fraudulently, the company was transferred to people who are not investors. They have never put any seed capital into that company. Surprisingly, S.K. Macharia was barred from accessing the offices of Directline. Yet, he's the investor. He lodged a complaint with the Insurance Regulatory Authority. The Insurance Regulatory Authority, through other multi-agencies, the DCI, the EACC, NIS, all the agencies investigated and found out that those imposters had swindled premiums worth 8 billion shillings. Properties in terms of vehicles, in terms of houses at Garden City were bought. We have annexed copies of the properties that were stolen from the tax, from the premium payers. Out of that, the Insurance Regulatory Authority ordered the company registry to change the CR12 and bring back SK Macharia and also his wife. The fraudulent directors out of the CR12 are the signatories in the banks. SK Macharia and us, we have written to the banks that any money that will be withdrawn and be siphoned, that money is supposed to be the premium to compensate anybody in a public matatu. Students who use public matatus to school are exposed. Patients who go to hospital in buses are exposed. Citizens who use the matatus and public buses are exposed. And that is the reason why we have moved with speed to court to compel the registrar of companies to register the rightful owners of the company. We have also invoked the Minister for Treasury. He is an independent regulator in the insurance sector. We have also invoked the Central Bank of Kenya and all other agencies. My appeal to the government is that take notice. 98% of people using public service vehicle in this country are not insured. They are cheated that they are insured. They are exposed to serious risks, and anybody who will be involved in an accident, count yourself, you are alone with your own God. There is no insurance in the vehicles that are having a sticker called insurance Directline. Yale niliyosema ni kwamba tumeweza kwenda mahakamani kwa niaba ya SK Macharia na bibi yake kwa majina yake na kushtaki asasi za serikali ambazo ni Registrar of Companies, Insurance Regulatory Authority, waziri wa fedha na wale ambao ni CBK kufanya kile ambacho baada ya uchunguzi uliofanywa ukapatikana kwamba wale wakora ambao sasa wamesajiliwa kama ndio wenye Directline Insurance Company waondolewe, sababu wamechukua fedha za premium zaidi ya bilioni 8, hivi kwamba abiria yeyote atakayepatikana na ajali katika taifa hili na ameabiri katika gari ya uchukuzi ambayo ina stika ya Directline hako hatarini, sababu zile fedha ambazo zilingegharamia majeruhi yale zimeporwa na zimenunuliwa magari na zimenunuliwa manyumba na wale ambao ni waporaji. Tunatarajia kwamba serikali itafanya hima kuhakikisha kwamba wananchi watukufu wa taifa la Kenya, hata wale wanahabari ambao wanaweka hii runinga, wote wakitoka hapa mjue kwamba mkiabiri gari ambayo ina stika ya Directline, basi mtakuwa ni wewe na Mwenyezi Mungu peke yake. Asante.
Na Naam, so Dkt. mtazamaji, mengi zaidi kwa kile ambacho kinaendelea kwa hivi sasa tutakujuza hapo mwendo wa saa 7 kwenye taarifa zetu kuu. Kwa hivi sasa napumzika kidogo, nitakujuza mengi zaidi, nitakuwa na sehemu ya